Yeah! Hey Nuggets, welcome to the food truck. My name is Ruka. Today we're doing episode 12 of Disco Elysium. Last time on Disco Elysium, we really didn't get much progress as far as I'm concerned, though we did get to talk to some people, found a new place to crash. At least we know now that Ruby was around here, and finally found the armor, or at least a piece of armor that was on the victim. That's about it, really. The place is so huge and so much ground to cover. We really had nothing else to go on. All we know is that Ruby's here somewhere, possibly in a drain, possibly in a building. Who knows? We're gonna find out, hopefully today. So let's get started, because I'm really want to know where we have to go next. All right, let's go. Right, we were here at the cryptozoologist last time. I think I do have armor, right? Do I have the armor? We have the armor. Okay, I remember equipping it. I guess the save didn't equip it on me, but we are gonna keep that. Logic, how are you doing logic? Logic is at 4. Empathy +1. Do I need you at that? I think we'll be okay. We should be okay. Let's check around here. The soggy logs smell of ignition fluid. Still, they won't light up. It's almost impossible to get a fire going this near to the ocean. These are the traps. Tiny cages, carefully constructed. I forgot where all the traps are at this point, to be honest. Heavy military blockades are riddled with bullet holes, crumbling. Really? These are blockades? I thought they were like buoys or something. Or like the wave breakers. The buoy bobs in the water. The number on it says 11. I thought I saw something in the water. Alright, I remember there being a building around this area. Let's see if we can find a way in. Shack. No boat in the boathouse today. How about here? Ooh, medicine and another set of glasses. +1 salvo fare, -1 to visual calculus. How badly is my visual calculus gonna get? I think I want my visual calculus at least 4. Oh, here's a trap. Don't know if there's anything in it.
There's a trap in the reeds at your feet. Looks like the same one you saw Morel set before. Same mesh, same wiring.
Look around.
Behind you, the ruins of a residential building rise over the reeds, shielding them from the wind. The reeds rustle confidently. When this district was booming, the reeds were kept at bay. Nothing obscured the freshly painted facades. Nowhere for drunks and adventurous teenagers to hide. Now only the wind blows.
Reach for the trap.
Locusts are crawling around in the trap, confused but uneaten. You see no carnivorous reed phasmid gorging on them.
Okay.
Big surprise. Anyway, 1 down, 3 to go.
The lieutenant grins mirthlessly. Damn, I was hoping it would be in the first one. It's not that easy. It might be on the 4th one, actually, by the time we get to it. No need to grin. I'm not expecting to find anything. I'm helping some citizens and getting some fresh air. It'll be the next one, surely. Say nothing, just put the trap down. No need to grin. I'm not expecting to find anything, just helping some citizens.
I meant no offense, just...
The lieutenant doesn't know how to finish a sentence. He looks at you, putting the trap back on the ground. I mean, I get you, Kim. You are a skeptic, maybe even a cynic. The boathouse is shoddily constructed. A strong breeze might blow it over. But, you know what? I mean, if they're having fun, why not? Oh, I can't look... Oh, is that the end of the map? I can't look that way? Can I go over here? Ah, finally we get to this abandoned apartment building. Ancient paint is peeling off the roof of this shaded bench, covered in rust. Looks like a door. Can we bust it open? The sign says, Entre in der Zeit. What does that mean? An old ticket taker booth, no longer in operation. People paid money to park here. No one would pay now, for sure. I'm guessing we can't go further. That's the end of the map. Speaking of map, let's check to see if this even shows up on the map. Okay, I'm guessing there used to be a, or at least would have had a boardwalk in this area. But the way it looks like, we can't go that way. That's my guess. Let's check this thing first.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner to the other.
Look, Kim, even more bullet holes. Something's definitely gone down here.
Correct. The density of the bullet holes is unusual. Even in a general average bullet hole frequency in Martinez sense. Grim affairs.
The lieutenant examines the wall closely.
Meaning, this is a lot of bullet holes. Looks like fully automatic rifle fire. Something you don't see these days.
Why not?
The manufacturing and sale of automatic rifles was curtailed after the revolution. The destructive power of such tools proved to be too much. We do need to retain some humanity in this world.
Well, let's see. Visual calculus. Why this many bullet holes? Let's see what we can get.
A row of ghostly shades stand facing the wall. There are many of them, a dozen at least, their heads lowered and eyes blindfolded. It's quiet, no sound, no movement.
A firing squad? For what?
10 meters away, other shades are lined up in an orderly manner, automatic rifles primed. A gust of wind blows by. The coats of the firing squad flap slowly in the breeze. A single person stands on the side. Snowflakes fall on the wooden planks and the surrounding sand dunes, covering the land with the white of innocence.
I wonder if this is from the revolution.
A long time has passed since the moment of this fusillading. Rain and brine have since washed all the blood away. Not a trace remains.
What is this?
The abundance of bullet holes leads to two options. Either an inordinate amount of executions were performed here, or they did not use a conscience round, where only one soldier has the loaded rifle. Looks like this was a mass execution with everyone fully armed.
Look at the people against the wall.
A host of men, probably in everyday clothes, ragged from the conflict and covered in dust. They were not sitting, a common practice for executions in some nations, as demonstrated by the height level of the bullet holes. They stand, facing the wall. It's impossible to discern any details about their personality or background.
Look at the line of soldiers.
7 men in combat uniforms and dark coats, holding automatic rifles aimed at the people. Soldiers from some side, but from which one?
Look at the person standing on the side.
The commandant, the one who gives the order. Machine gun fire crackling through the air, the lights of the muzzle flashes dancing on his face.
Kim, who was who in this execution? I don't know if Kim would know. He's gonna look at us like we're crazy.
I don't know. I don't know who died here, lined up beside that horrible wall. It could have been any of the parties involved in the revolution.
Oh, you seeing what I'm saying?
Perhaps the ones executed here were the loyalist conservatives, killed by the communists at the start of the Civil War. Or it could have been the communists, put to death during the last stretch of the conflict by the coalition forces. It could even have been the employees of the failed R&D center down the coast, as their building was taken over by the revolutionaries.
I see.
Or maybe...
What about people from the coalition, the so-called moralists?
Yeah, it's very unlikely the coalition forces were the ones who died here. They were always the last ones against the wall. To be honest, if a coalition member was anyone in this situation, it was a commandant, the superior giving the orders.
Okay.
A cold sea wind blows away the figures. Behind this building, the other one, once filled with engineers and designers of Feld Electric, now collapsed and dead, but for some rats. You feel drawn, for some reason, to the faded mural again.
Okay then. Can I look around? Okay, so there was a way. Got some cash money in a bottle. More bottles. I wonder how many bottles I have. Does it tell me? I don't think I've ever checked. Nope, it does not tell me. But I'm gonna find out when I turn it in. Okay, lots of stuff here to loot. Oh, what's this? Peepo Peepo Fawn. +2 logic, -1 perception. What's my perception at? Perception's at 6. I think we can equip this, whatever it is. So the oversized superstar sunglasses. I mean, they're huge. I don't know if I would use them though. I should probably actually remove. No, we'll keep the empathy glasses. We need some empathy. Logic, -1 perception. Oh, it's a hat. I don't know. I don't like this look, but for the stats, it's not bad. And our perception really doesn't take too much of a hit, so I'm okay with it. A door, a building, a hiding place. Could the instigator be inside? Yeah, how are we gonna find out? The door is not only barred shut, it is inaccessible. Great, so we came all the way here, and can't open the darn thing. Perfect. Let's get out of here. There's nothing to be found in this area, apparently. Just a possible location of hiding. Oh, wait, what's this? 2 things. This section of the coast hasn't been used in decades. Cash money. Gotcha. Can we get up here? I think I saw some people earlier. Oh, they left already. Good for them. Now, how do we get up here? We need to talk to these people. See what they gotta say. Are these the people that they were talking about?
And Mikhail noticed the windows, especially with how there are no windows on the south side. This was to deal with.
A blond man stands next to his son, pointing to the weather-worn ruins. He sees you approaching and smiles.
You officers, come to investigate the historic subtext of West Martinez? I'm Khan Hailostam. You must be Kim Kisuragi, right?
Oh wait, how do you
I
know?
was just telling my son about this building. Not a lot of people realize the historic significance here.
Wait,
Very rich in hypertext.
how do you know us?
Nice to meet you.
The lieutenant nods. Hold on. Hypertext?
Yes, hypertext. Young Carp and the collection of cultural hyperlinks.
What? He says as if it's self-evident. It is not.
He's just making up fancy words. This doesn't mean anything.
It probably means something, Half-Light. I just don't know what. Wait, what was that about Windows before?
Oh yes, so Mikhail. They had to deal with monitor glare, especially in the summer. They still had vector monitors back then. That was 49 years ago. So they didn't have windows on the south wall.
Monitors! I don't think they had that technology 50 years ago. Kim, do you know each other?
No, I can't say that we've met before, but I've heard of Kim, of course. Mikhail, say hi to the officers.
Who are you, sir? He rests his hand on the boy's shoulder. The child stays hidden between the hem of his father's coat, clutching to his worm-themed coloring book.
Mikhail's a little tired today. We spent all night trying to run Orbis on his radio computer. Have you heard of it? It's a programming language used in Grad. Quite tricky, but he wanted to play this Grad-made adventure program. We've been getting really into worms lately.
Wait, computers exist?
The man speaks in the artificial cadence of a professor, or someone who's been on too many radio shows.
But I assume you're not here for giant worms when there are so many real things to see. Just as I was telling Mikhail before, this is where the Coalition landed in '08. We could be standing on what is the most interesting landmark in Revachol West.
He points to the building again.
Wow, get a load of this guy. He really enjoys his trivia. The Orbis programming language was named after its inventor, Victor Orbis, a cybernetician from Grad. They run Vox in the Occidental countries.
I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen anyone suspicious around? What's so fascinating about an empty old building? You look like someone who has money. Do you have any money? We're not going to ask him for money. I'm looking for a suspect. Have you seen anyone suspicious?
No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here.
Okay, fair enough. He pats his son's head.
So you haven't seen anyone around?
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We just arrived anyway.
Okay.
He's telling the truth. He hasn't seen anyone.
Great, thank you for all the interesting information.
No, thanks to you for having me and little Mikhail here to pick your brain. A very interesting conversation indeed.
Pick your brain. If anything, this was rather one-sided. He did the talking. Whatever.
And we really didn't talk much about anything. So, okay, well, that's good. Let's hear. Money. I guess what's this?
You see, a once bright mural towering above you. The signage has peeled off over the years, but you can still make out Feld Electrical R&D.
With a lot of graffiti.
A slogan used to intertwine with the loops a long time ago. Now, only a shadow of peeled letters remains. It says, "Tomorrow is just a whisper away."
Step closer.
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice. There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Why do I look like I know this? Why do I feel like I know this place?
Indeed, somehow you knew it was here. An urban ruin gutted by looters that once used to consume money and dispense warmth and light. You felt it before, when it rained in Martinez, and you felt the cold of the rain. The feeling persists. It has been in you ever since.
What is this building?
Maybe we could, ask the man who's pointing at the building?
He points to the man who points at the building, telling his son something. I mean, we already did that.
Great idea.
Could Ruby be in there?
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there, or in that boat shack. In that church tower, maybe.
We checked the ruins behind. There's no way in, so...
Why single out this one building?
Oh, shivers. Don't do this to me. I mean, I'm gonna give it a shot. Reconstructed execution. Shivers at 3. Is there anything else I can use to increase shivers? That would help quite a bit, wouldn't it? Let's see. Shivers. It says it's impossible, but if we just have the right setup, we may be able... Oh, here's one. Oh, you can see the armor. That's not good. More shivers? The pants do not have shivers. Okay, let's talk to this guy. See what this building's about.
Hello again.
What's so fascinating about an empty building?
Aha! But it's not just any empty old building.
He raises his hand to his eyes to shield himself from the freezing snow. All 4 of you turn to admire the mural before you.
What not a lot of people know is this used to be the R&D department of Feld Electrical. And Feld, which now sells ink cartridges mostly, was once a top dog in the turn-of-the-century cybernetics boom.
Hold on. What's R&D?
Wait, how did you fail that, Encyclopedia? Look at the building looming over you.
It looks old and weathered, with seagulls picking apart its stone and metal carcass. Bushy undergrowth has taken hold of the collapsed rooftop. Some kind of bird has set up a nest on a broken windowsill.
I don't think I've ever heard of this Feld Electrical.
That's not surprising. Only a vestigial ink cartridge and ferrotape manufacturer remains.
He adjusts his suit jacket.
They started out as a midway electronics outfit in Königstein 2 centuries ago. After an aggressive move to Revachol, Feld became a global player in the emerging personal electronics market of the pre-revolutionary era.
Wait. Electronic technology has been around for at least 2 centuries? Okay. And here I thought we were like somewhere like a alternate reality modern time, but this is kind of like alternate reality in the future, kind of, it seems.
Still, Tricentennial was beating them in business machines. But Feld had an ace up their sleeve. Or should I say, they were developing an ace up their sleeve? I'm mixing my metaphors here.
What was that ace?
It was here in Martinez, possibly in this very building, that they developed prototypes for a tape computer.
He pauses for effect. A tape computer.
An elegant folding mechanism of rollers and ferrotape ribbons, portable enough to be a take-it-home solution, revolutionizing business machines, possibly even bringing them to the average consumer, which is a feat of engineering even today's giants, Rehm, ICN, and ZAM, haven't achieved yet.
He grins, admiring the sentence he just produced. What happened?
Indeed. What?
The revolution!
The boy wipes his nose on his sleeve.
Unfortunately, their moonshot project never made it to the market. Feld's move to Revachol backfired. The revolutionary government liquefied their assets and expropriated those very advanced prototypes. Possibly from this very building, or one of the adjacent ruins.
He pauses, pointing to the other building, then continues.
All of this was built by Feld, even the boardwalk. Wild Pines built Martinez proper as a resort for their middle management. Feld built this side of town for R&D.
You're saying that Feld Electrical built this boardwalk?
Yes, they even built a pleasure wheel, but that got destroyed in the war.
Pleasure wheel, you mean a Ferris wheel?
A pleasure wheel?
The lieutenant looks wistfully at the horizon, as if picturing gondolas rising to the sky.
Yes, to lure in their star engineers. This part of Martinez was nothing but reeds before Feld arrived. They had to make the prospect of living here attractive. It was supposed to become a global center for innovation in cybernetics. But history had other plans.
What happened to the engineers, the company people?
Oh, I'm afraid it didn't end well for the boys. But this story is a bit too dark for little Mikhail here. Now, if you were to ask about tape computers...
Sure.
Wait, is he saying that we should just bypass the excesses of the revolution?
Turn to Mikhail. He means they all died at the hands of the communists. I mean, I don't think we need to expose the kid to this just yet, so tape computers, right?
Tape computers.
He nods, wind tussling his suit jacket. What did the revolutionaries do with those advanced tape computers?
They used them for military communications, but also to write and send out press releases. The most notorious example being Le Décret de Mars.
He says while his son looks up, idly chewing on the corner of his worm-themed coloring book.
What's the Mars Decree? I mean the radio transmission sent out to news agencies and world governments by the newly created Commune of Revachol on the 7th of March in the year 02.
A short-lived legislative foundation for a short-lived utopia.
It's a beautiful piece of text, actually. A singer-songwriter I know, Charette, called it a love poem to Revachol on her political concept album, Bombessier d'Insolente. You should read it. Every local library in Revachol stocks a copy of the decree.
There's probably one in the bookstore.
I tried to get Mikhail to memorize it. Tried to. Someone was much too interested in worms to be paying any attention.
I mean, no kid would really be that interested in it. Let's be honest, alright? Let's see. He looks at his son, who starts giggling, his face hidden behind the book, guys.
The kid takes a peek at the green and silver worm on the cover of the book, already forgetting about this part of the discussion.
How do those tape computers work?
Actually, no one knows. No one even knows what a computer made entirely of tape would look like. But word has it, they were very elegant. exquisite, alien-looking turn-of-the-century hardware.
He raises his finger, remembering something.
Buckle up.
10 years ago, I did a little freelancing, I guess you could say. I was a special consultant for an exhibition at the Dom Center in Vredefort, Oranje. It raised the same questions, and we had lengthy discussions with Paul Ockerman, who was head curator at the time. This was before the twins Keith and Guy Jews joined the team, trying to...
Wait, did he just say Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center?
Yeah, it doesn't sound very professional.
He did it. He said Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center, like it's the most natural thing in the world. What the hell is a Wumpty Dumpty Dom Center? And who the hell are Keith and Guy Juiced?
Oh my gosh. Okay, the Wumpy Dumpy Dom Center. What are you talking about?
The Dom Center for Contemporary Art. The exhibition itself drew on Lagerman's notion of memory, and so there were some parallels. That's why the head curator, Paul Ockerman, chose to...
There it is again, those words. You're making this up. Kim, is he making this up? Come on, there's no place called the Wumpy Dump. You're making this up.
In fact, I'm not. The Wumpty Dom Center is a place you can visit if you're ever in Vredefort and are ever in the market for an exhibition space / contemporary art research center.
He clears his throat. Okay.
But perhaps I should return to the tape computers. As I was saying, the device itself was very elegant, fragile even. One could write directly on the tape using a special chemical solution. The machine would then analyze the handwriting, perform operations, and project output onto a white screen. It was a beautiful, delicate thing.
Made of black film and folding tape structures.
Cool. I've seen cooler things than that. The RCM should get some of these. Cool.
Very, very cool. Though I understand the socio-economic causes of the revolution, it pains me to imagine the revolutionaries setting fire to this precious device. But so they did. The felt playback experiment vanished into the fires of '07.
What is the felt playback experiment?
Yes, the official name of the prototype. Some sources report it as the felt playback experience, but those are incorrect.
Why did the revolutionaries destroy it?
Who knows? Maybe it was an accident, or maybe they didn't want the technology to end up in the wrong hands. Either way, they're all gone now. All 3 versions of the prototype. Nothing but debris and ashes remain inside that building.
He takes a step back. The boardwalk creaks mournfully in the wind. I want to ask about something else.
But of course. What else?
Let's leave. Okay. Does that help us with anything?
The once bright mural.
It does not. Maybe we'll try it some other time. What is the Wumpy Dump Center? -1 suggestion. It takes 42 minutes. You know, that sounds pretty quick. Let's go ahead and give that a shot. I don't know if it's worth learning, but let's go ahead. If anything, it's going to be a dump stat. What's this? Another power box. It charges nothing now. It's empty. Ooh, we got some grates. Cash money. Healing item. I haven't seen that in a while. The fence blocks the path. No way from here. Alright, let's see if we can go around. What's this? Bars cover these long, dusty windows. There's something down here. We can't go to the back. This down here. Someone must have worked hard to smash the plastic dome. And where are we near at? I don't recognize this area. What's this? A dead phone, a smashed receiver, like someone hung up too hard. You can imagine why. Calls become terrible sometimes. Where am I? I'm guessing this is north of the reeds. Yeah, it looks like north of the reeds. No, the reeds are on the other side. Where am I? Ah, I see. I was going along the coast. There were some poles here. This is a house. You feel the shadow of a very large building fall on you. Yeah, I don't know if that's a church or not, but let's go up here. Let's explore this upstairs first before we go into that building. Wait.
metal payphone under a yellow plastic dome. You could use it to call someone, unless you're out of change.
Let's see if it works first. Pick up the handset.
You hear the tone. The machine is inoperable.
Wait, put 10 cents in and dial a random number. What's this number?
Calling. Still calling. This feels wrong. Should you be doing this?
No, but I'm curious where the number goes to.
End of tone. Someone picks up.
Pierre? Is that you, Pierre?
The voice is female and sounds about 100 years old. This is not Pierre, and I'm gonna hang up. Hang up. Kim doesn't need to know I connected. Sorry, lady, I'm just prank calling you. Okay, let's check this area out.
Someone has left an unidentifiable article of clothing on this railing. It smells really bad.
Let's take a closer look first before we touch it.
It's streaked with dried seagull shit and tangled with pieces of seaweed. A dangling arm suggests that there might be a jacket beneath the crust of filth. It seems likely that it was left in the surf until someone laid it out on this fence to dry out. Unfortunately, that just seems to have stiffened it into a shapeless mass.
Please tell me you're not taking that with you.
Why not?
It's a guano-encrusted jacket, and you're already carrying around enough as it is.
That's fine. Filthy jacket. Use interact button in inventory to inspect the item. Wait. I think I know whose this is. Is this... Wait, is this, our friend's jacket?
As you hold it in your hands, it makes an uncomfortable crunching sound.
Man, how did this jacket get so disgusting?
It's a sordid, filthy tale, not for the weak. Are you sure you can stomach it?
Think about it.
It occurs to you that you're not even holding the jacket itself, but rather the thick crust of jetsam and seagull shit that ensconces it. It smells like a dead sea creature, tangled in grey strands of seaweed. It must have spent quite some time in the water before the tide deposited it ashore.
Gross. Okay, but what's the crust made of?
Somehow, it was carried or dragged to the boardwalk. If not by human hands, then perhaps the feral dogs that prowl the beaches at night. The faint impressions of many footprints are also present, though it's impossible to tell what kind or how many. Suffice to say, the jacket spent some time on the ground before someone draped it over the railing.
Let's see. What happened once someone put it on the railing?
The crust is hard. This jacket spent at least a day baking in the sun. Who knows what happened to it then?
Okay.
Somewhere, high above the city, a pair of seagulls trace loops through the air.
Ah, seagulls.
They are like the bombardiers of the aerostatic brigades, gliding above a target-rich environment. All of a sudden, the Bombay doors open, and their white glittering payload rushes to the ground. Splat, an explosion of white on a man's shoe. A curse goes up, but the birds do not hear.
Hey, why did you just spend all this time thinking about seagull shit? I feel like I really understand this jacket now. I think I know whose jacket this might be. And if it's in this bad condition, I'll just give it to that person back. Postcard, sure. Makeshift roof. Vagrants have tried to make the boardwalk habitable. The tarp will keep neither rain nor snow nor wind out. Unfortunate. A coin-operated weighing machine hasn't been used for a decade. Glasses! More glasses. -1 to perception, +2 encyclopedia. Vagrants have recently painted the tarp red. Water drips from it. Let me see what these glasses look like. They look, really terrible. We should not be using this. It's absolutely not needed. Not needed at all. Okay. I feel like there might be some people here. Probably should get ready for an altercation. This? A big wine canister. It's open and empty. Oh, there is someone here.
The smell. It's awful and familiar.
Hold on. That is awful. What is it? Isn't just rotting fish? What is it?
Don't you recognize it? That hideous pungency. That faintly cloying sweetness. Only death smells like that. Something cold wakes in the pit of your stomach. Fear. It is death. It must be.
Heads up, Kim. Something's not right here. What does that smell?
The lieutenant has already brought a handkerchief to his nose.
Eyes up, detective. Something's not right here.
Okay. Did someone die? Careful there. These floorboards could look rotten and could creak. What is this?
There's some tear, an empty cigarette package, and a crumpled kebab wrapper in the trash bin.
Examine the tear.
2 empty bottles of Tallulah vodka and a can of black potent porter is all you find. No, there's more in there. Livis strawberry liquor, plus some Pilsner bottles too. Better not pick them up. They seem unhygienic.
A tragedy.
Examine the cigarette packages.
Whoever tossed it here was a heavy smoker. The brand name reads Red Astra.
Wait, what was that? There was a sound.
Red Astra is the black market version of Astra cigarettes, known for their high tar content.
Examine the kebab wrapper.
You see traces of mayonnaise and ketchup on it, as well as a tomato wedge. The wrapper reads Shish Kebab Revachol. It's no older than a day or two. No mold yet. It's hard to concentrate in the smell. The sea air brings some relief.
Who are you?
A man lies on the boardwalk.
Oh.
His limbs bent and neck turned at an unnatural angle. Right next to him is an empty bottle of spirits. In his cramped hand, a chewing gum wrapper.
Oh, this guy's dead.
Half of his body has slipped between the cracked boardwalk, starting with the right leg. The fall has left him broken, contorted like a sad puppet. The smell is not as bad as a 2-week-old corpse, but it's definitely heading there.
Hold on.
The lieutenant squats next to the corpse and examines his face. 2 bulging eyes stare back at him, void of any signs of life.
Lividity is faintly pronounced. Whoever this is has been dead for 2 days. No longer. We need to investigate.
He stands up and shivers as a gust of wind blows through his bomber jacket.
Another dead body. This is your job. Steel yourself.
Another one, huh?
Calm now. Carefully. Just another day. Just another dead body. Breathe.
Study the man's clothes.
He's wearing mud-caked boots, beige trousers, and an old brown leather jacket with a bright blue lining. There are traces of kebab sauce on his chest.
Search the pockets.
You find some sunflower seeds and a rain-soaked library card folded into 2. His jacket feels sodden and heavy under your hand.
Good. We should take a look at that library card after this is done.
Study the man himself.
The man has fallen through a crack in the boardwalk and hit his head against the metal bench. Coagulated blood covers his black hair. One of his feet is still dangling through the hole. You have to be quite inebriated to fall that bad. Well over a liter of pure ethanol. 3 bottles of wine or 1.5 of spirits.
Are you suggesting he got so drunk that he fell through a hole and killed himself that way? I don't think that's plausible.
Or maybe it was just dark.
Examine his face.
His expression is dull, like the sea behind him. Drops of water shining on his mustache. His eyes, empty and wide, look frightening in their frozen gaze. Height 170 to 175 centimeters. Curly hair, stout build. Age approximately 50 to 60 years.
Study the surroundings.
There's some dried blood on the metal bench, right where the corpse's head rests. The floorboards are rotten and slippery wet around the hole. An empty bottle lies nearby. A chewing gum wrapper is clutched in his fist.
Examine the man's head.
A dried chunk of blood covers the hair at the back of his head. An open wound. It's sticky and cold to your touch. This is what killed him.
Okay, so he slipped and died. It wasn't a murder.
I don't see any other major wounds, do you?
Hard to say.
Seems like the head wound was fatal. It's exactly the shape of the bench.
Step on the floorboards.
They screech under your feet ominously. It's hard to say whether the dead man's weight was the cause of the boardwalk to break. It definitely looks fragile. You see waves churning below. Something cracks beneath your feet. He could have easily disappeared into the sea through that hole, and you would have never found him.
Examine the bottle.
A .75-liter Tallulah vodka with its cap missing. There's hardly anything left inside. It's mid-market spirits with a slight touch of menthol. The man meant to enjoy himself, have a good time.
Too bad.
Tear all around us.
He looks at two other bottles near the coin-operated viewer, then at your yellow plastic bag.
I'd prefer if you didn't collect them this time. It's not proper.
Examine the chewing gum wrapper.
Grabowski spearmint chewing gum. Green leaves on the cover. The man's mouth is half agape from the terror of the fall.
Look in.
The blackness of death. Stench. You think you see white chewing gum too. Confirmed. Nearly the whole pack is there. Solidified on his lower rear teeth.
He ate the whole pack, right? It's to cover the smell of alcohol before going home. The worst thing is, I've seen it before. Almost the same scenario, even the chewing gum. It's always the same.
So this was an accident.
The entire boardwalk creaks in the wind as you take a step back.
Who is this man?
Looks like one of the locals. He'd have to know this spot to come here. You don't just walk over here.
He looks south, the way you came.
But that's just a lazy assumption. What do you think?
At least this man knew how to party. Imagine the same scene without the bottle. Now that would be just sad.
What we're witnessing here is the demise of a great party beast. That leather jacket, an empty vodka bottle. Kiss your fingers. Looks like just another old drunkard to me. I think labeling him as an alcoholic is a bit premature. We don't know anything yet. I think labeling him as an alcoholic is a bit premature. We don't know anything yet.
We do know that he was married.
The lieutenant points at the ring on the man's left hand, the flesh around it swollen and gray. Okay, so we know that much.
But you're right. Let's not run ahead. For now, all we know is that he's an unidentified middle-aged man found dead on the Martinez boardwalk.
What do you think happened here?
Death by misadventure. He slipped and fell through the boardwalk. A truly unfortunate accident. If it wouldn't have been for that bench, he'd be alive.
Let's see. Could be related to the lynching? No, I don't think so. You think he was drunk? Possibly. What about the kebab? Someone should be held responsible. Right.
It does seem to be a pretty straightforward misadventure. Although there's still a question of identifying the body.
What should we do with him then?
From where I stand, I can see two options. We either take the case and follow the leads to identify the body on our own, or we report back to the station and leave this for our colleagues to handle.
What about a field autopsy?
A field autopsy isn't necessary if the cause of death doesn't appear to be criminal, and this looks like a simple accident to me.
Sure.
I'd say we should just write down head trauma and leave it at that. Let's keep this detour as short as possible. The sooner we get back to finding Ruby, the better.
Yeah, you're right. I don't see anything criminal here. Let's just leave it at that.
Good call. The guys at processing can take care of the rest.
Let's see. Let's leave this case for the station. I don't want to spend time on it. Still need some time to decide how I want to solve this. I really don't feel like spending any time on this one. It just looks like a simple accident and it doesn't seem related. Then again, a lot of stuff I did that doesn't seem related has led us to one thing or another. So maybe this one too, but this just looks like an unfortunate accident. I just don't want to take the case then.
Alright, the station is going to want details, however. Let's examine that library card you found on the man's body, see if it has any clues. Then we can call the station from my kinema and hand over the case.
Okay. Items. Postcard. Let's check the library
The
card.
library card is folded into two and still slightly wet to the touch. The front side reads, Central Jamrock Public Library Card, issued to Billy Mejean, expires July 53. Billy is a unisex name. Could be the deceased, or his family member.
Look inside.
Whoever owns this card is an avid reader. You find a list of books written in blue pencil. Radio thriller. Stand a little less between me and the sun. The last one in the list is The Glinton Curve by M. Theobald. A library stamp indicates that the book has been returned. Most of these titles seem to be in the sci-fi genre. Some thrillers too.
Look at the backside.
If lost, please return the card to the library. Dial 005 02 55211 or visit us at Moreau Street, 78, Jamrock. Business.
We already decided to let the station handle this case, so there's no need for us to call the library.
Right, let's put it away then.
Good. We've examined the library card. That should be enough for our colleagues. Now we can call the station from my kinema and hand over the case.
Yeah, we'll do that later. Report dead body, inspect traps, ask about Ruby. Looking for Ruby brought you to a mural that you somehow think is important. Inspect it thoroughly. Inspect the mural thoroughly. Not sure what I can do about that. What's this? Coin-operated viewer, been out of order. Stop messing with a coin viewer and hold on to something. The wind is so strong. Yeah, we're gonna get out of here. We're gonna get out of here. Moonshine, probably. Smells like hasty fermentation. I have my doubts about that. I can't get to the back. I think we looked around here now. Oh, what's this? More bottles. Don't know how many bottles that makes it, but we got quite a few now. What was it gonna do? I forgot what it was gonna do. Let's check this building. I don't think this is the church. A house? Dusty pews in the shadows, many seem to be missing. Oh, it's a church. I don't remember seeing this though. There's another church, I think, further up, but I don't remember seeing this one in particular. Sign reads St. Brune 1147. I guess we'll check inside.
Heavy wooden doors, more than twice your height, stand shut in front of you. The rectangular sea-worn ornamentation appears in stark contrast to the padlock, carelessly drilled into the wood.
Let's see. Inspect the carpentry.
The carving on the door is block-like and angular, like the church itself. Two large beams shoot downwards, sinking into the wood before they reach the threshold.
Run your hand over the beam.
The surface is smooth from the wind, but moist to the touch.
Take a close look at the padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker.
I bet you we can just like cut it open and get in that way.
It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
Okay, let's look at the sticker.
You see a yellow circle with two X's and a big curve below them that looks like a mouth. You're pretty sure you haven't seen it before, but what the symbol depicts is clear enough. A smiling dead guy. The curve makes it smile, and the X's make it dead.
I know what that looks like, yes.
There is something blindingly modern about this symbol. Its modernness puts to shame everything you've seen before.
What makes it so modern?
It's the contrast between the cheery, chemical yellow and the rigor mortis. As if the cheery guy didn't know he was dead, or the dead guy didn't care that he was. Either way, you get the sense the forces of future are at work here.
Have you seen this symbol before?
He takes off his glasses and uses a blue handkerchief to thoroughly wipe them clean before inspecting the sticker. Then he looks up, pauses, and replies.
No.
Really? I mean, I feel like that would be something common in the city. Why does it look like to you?
Looks like a dead man smiling. Suggests junior delinquency.
Okay, what is junior delinquency?
For Revachol ZOC, the moral intern defines junior delinquents as minors between the ages of 10 and 16 who have committed an act in violation of the law. These acts aren't called crimes as they would be for adults. Crimes committed by minors are called delinquent acts. This was part of your officer's exams.
He puts the handkerchief in his coat pocket. What is suggestive junior delinquency then?
I haven't seen that sticker before, and I'm not a youth.
I agree. It's very modern, but does the cheery guy not know he's dead, or does the guy not care he is? What is the source of the irony here? Padlock, padlock, padlock.
This cheap-looking padlock is sturdily built. It shackles together a hasp and a staple screwed into the wooden door. The lock is adorned with a yellow sticker. It'll be easier to break the staple than the lock. Also, that sticker is interesting, somehow.
We want to get rid of this sticker? I guess. Inspect the staple.
The padlock passes through a staple that's been hastily attached to the wood. Closer inspection reveals that one of the screws is not a screw at all, but a nail. The work has been done recently and is unprofessional, to say the least.
Someone hiding here.
Should you want to get through, it might be easier to just pry the whole thing off.
This is where Mr. Prybar comes in handy.
Maybe we should circle the building first and look for another way. The building has seen enough mistreatment.
Should we start with that kick drum coming from the ice? I heard a sound before.
Yes, the pulsing bass. A sure sign of junior delinquency. Somewhere east of here.
Okay, let's see. 28% anyway. Peel off the sticker first.
There's nothing like the sound of a sticker unpeeling. Now it's stuck to your thumb.
Put the sticker in your ledger after the last entry where it belongs. Put the sticker on your ledger, right on the cover. Shake it off the thumb and throw it in the wind. Can I put it in the on the ledger? Let's put it on the ledger.
Voila! Looks very modern. You're part of the Future Brigade now, and so is your formerly humdrum ledger. Neon, baby.
Rattle the door to see if they open. It's probably won't, but let's just check it.
Nothing happens, only the sound of the padlock rattling against the door.
Figures.
I don't think that's going to work.
Nah, I mean, I just wanted to try.
Do you think our suspect is hiding inside?
I probably shouldn't have done that, right? She might be. It's worth checking out anyway.
The lieutenant nods, silently. High above, the wind wraps the church in its rush, cold and wet from the ocean bay. It parts around the massive keel-shaped roof, like a test tunnel washing both sides, the way it has done for 340 years. The wind keeps its distance. So should you.
What is this feeling?
There is a hole in my heart.
What was that?
The lieutenant looks at the padlock. He didn't hear you asking. You were quiet enough.
Wait, that was spooky. What was that, Shivers? You're actually giving me shivers. I guess we'll check around first before we see what we can do.
Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center. You're at home, stupid cop. Not with the art crowd. You hate them. Everyone hates them. Even they hate themselves. It's nauseating. An industry built on sprezzatura and sparkling wine. And, let's be honest, tax evasion schemes. The Wumpty Dumpty Dum Center is the heart of this unholy symbiosis of aesthetics and tax optimization. And now that you've internalized it, you can have a piece too.
What does this do? Encyclopedia passives give plus 10 EXP and plus 2 real. Pretentious wanker. Oh my gosh. What is my... Oh, my suggestions are 0 now. So I guess this gives us experience points quite quickly, but any suggestion we have is going to be really, really bad. I would at least like to make back one one skill point worth before we, what do you call this, remove this. So if a suggestion comes, if I have to use suggestion, then I'm going to remove this and just forget about it. But for now, it stays. At least let's make some use of it while it's still there. Never have I been wanting to get rid of a skill more than this. Oh, there's something here. Also, what do you mean by a drum, Kim? I don't remember seeing one. Maybe it's behind? It's like that. An altar shrouded in dark, or something like that. It's too dark to tell. Okay, let's see if we can go around first. Sound's getting a bit static. Don't know what that's about. Nothing else here. Church, I think, is further up, maybe? Oh, what's... rock. I think to get experience points, I have to talk to people, right? Is there anything around here I can inspect? Kim, what do you mean by drum? I'm not seeing anything. It's probably somewhere else, right? I don't have enough shivers for the mural, so we're not gonna check that out yet. But speaking of shivers, that voice from the church gave me really bad shivers. Oh, we can go under. Oh, I didn't know you could do that. There's someone here. Let me check this first, though. It must have taken a lot of patience to do this bouncing. Someone is searching for coins. Let me grab some stuff first. Painted with pastel, someone is trying to bring cheer into the world. A pole screwed into the ice cap keeps the tent erect. Crash from some unending party. More tribalistic markings. This post is covered in little humanoids. Let's push this one down.
A pane of Eternite has been planted into the snow. 2 poles are holding it up. Barely holding it up. It could fall over any minute. A stronger gust of wind might be enough.
What is this?
It looks like a makeshift bridge. Could be convenient.
The lieutenant adjusts his collar against the cool breeze. Let's push it.
The pane falls into the icy snow with a soft thunk.
That is pretty soft.
We should ask that girl on the ice what's going on here.
The lieutenant gestures towards the young woman next to the tent. Well, now we have a somewhat shortcut. Check the tent.
The tent is just tarpaulin fabric covering a pile of stuff. The flap is open. Inside, 3 young men, all in forward-looking apparel, reminiscent of the sticker on the padlock, are listening to some new form of music. It's like nothing you've ever heard. One of them looks at you.
Come on! Get in and close the flap behind you. The warm stuff's getting out.
No way. Okay, let's talk to the girl first before we go into the tarp. Are they here? Some teens. Oh, are you the
A
ones that found it?
shaggy-looking girl in her late teens or early 20s kneels on the ice with an electronic contraption in her hand. Hearing you approach, she looks up.
You look like a JoJo, Estelle.
Oh, hello there.
Hello, what are you doing?
Everyone knows drugs make you invulnerable to cold. You bet this one likes to party.
Dear child, it's freezing. Where's your hat? So you want to party? I have some questions for you. Dear child, it's freezing.
Huh?
She looks up at you distracted.
Maybe she didn't hear you.
I said you should
A
have
little louder.
I said you should have a hat on.
So should you.
I do.
You don't have to do anything.
I don't have to do anything. I'm a police officer. You, however, have to do what I say. I should and I do. I do.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
It's nice. You should wear one too, if you plan on staying outside in this weather. Now that's all cleared up, I have some questions for you.
Sorry, man. My mind was elsewhere. Shoot.
She puts the device down. Have you seen a red-haired woman around?
No.
Just now?
Just no.
It's pretty desolate here. I only hear the dogs bark at night and see the shadows move down the coast.
Okay, what's that device you have there?
This is a portable recording device. It's for field recording. Low quality, but still.
Oh, that's interesting. And the wires?
Actually, just one wire. I picked on it till the braiding came loose. The wire leads to a contact microphone.
What's a contact microphone?
A contact mic records sounds from inside things, like this ice.
Interesting. Why are you doing that?
Your mangled brain would like you to know there is a boxer called Contact Mike.
Any news on my wife's name? How about my mother? What? What am I supposed to do with this? Any news on my wife's name?
No,
Okay.
you're welcome.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Actually, I have. Wait. No, maybe. Contact mic records sounds. How does that thing work?
The mic? I don't exactly know. Somehow it doesn't pick up vibrations from the air.
Huh.
The book said it only picks up structure-borne sound, if you like technobabble.
Where'd you get the mic from?
Same place I got the recorder from, the Palaceum.
What's the Palaceum?
Oh man, you haven't been to the Palaceum? It's the coolest place in this whole drug-addled shithole.
I don't know where or what that is. She forgets herself for a moment.
It's a music club and a synthesizer workshop
Ah.
on Boogie Street in Jamrock. Musicians live there, like real musicians. I once saw Arno van Eyck.
Sounds like a place for congregating homosexuals, and I'm not going to say that. Who's Arno? Who's this Arno guy?
Oh yeah, guess you wouldn't know Van Eyck. Or really be a Palaceum going kind of person.
I get down. I get down.
I don't know what that means.
I grind.
I don't know what that means either.
Yeah, we're like maybe 30 years apart on that kind of thing. Neither do I actually. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Get down, grind. Nor do I, but I have concrete evidence that I rock, in the form of wrecked tape player and a completely thrashed hostel room. It means I'm hit beyond my ears, sure.
That's cool.
She breathes on her fingers, looks like she doesn't know what to say. You're right, time has deserted me. Never mind, let's talk about the contact mic instead.
Sure.
Actually, I have some non-mic questions for you.
Okay.
What are you doing out here in the cold? I probably should have asked that first.
Recording, I guess.
And what is it you're recording exactly?
I think I'm recording cracks in the ice. But there's no way to tell. Not without headphones. I think I just recorded your footsteps too. Not sure how that will sound.
She scratches her forehead. What happened to the headphones?
My boyfriend sold them.
What? That's kind of shitty, actually. What for?
I don't know, man. Things. Just stuff you need for life.
Yeah, drugs aren't one of them.
A lie. They were probably pawned off for something suspicious.
And what are these recordings for? The cracks, the footsteps?
The musicians in the Palaceum used them for making music. They looped the stuff, cutting the tapes together. They make music out of cracks in the ice and keys jangling. Crazy sounds like that. It's hard to explain.
I mean, I get it. It's just, Unique way to make music. Just nod.
Anyway, I thought I'd make some too. It's supposed to be, like, a music place anyway.
She rubs her shoulders and looks around.
The girl is cold all of a sudden. Very cold.
I don't really know what I'm doing. They use synthesizers too. I don't have a synthesizer.
Take this, you're cold.
The lieutenant begins to take off his jacket.
No, man, fuck that, I'm cool. I'm sorry I said that. I'm sorry about the fuck.
It's okay.
The lieutenant backs up, he throws you a glance. Now this is where a hat would come in handy. Give her your hat. Here, you need this more than I do. You said it's supposed to be a music place. What is?
That? The boys think it could be a place, like the Elysium or something. Stupid. It's really not gonna be a Elysium, that's for sure.
The boys.
Yeah. Andre and the guys, they're inside, in the tent.
Yeah, I think I met one of them. I'm not sure who it was, but... Do you care if I talked about them? Do you care if I talk to them?
And why is that?
Why are you freezing out here while the boys are inside?
They got too much stuff crammed in there. No room.
Stuff like what?
Music stuff mostly. Like this tape recorder, but bigger. And there's piles of it.
Why not just leave some of it outside so you don't have to freeze?
That stuff is more expensive than I am. More expensive than any of us, really.
Wow.
Doesn't matter. I can take the cold.
Okay. I'm gonna talk to them then.
Go ahead.
Empathy. The tape recorder lies on the ice like a discarded toy. Pick it up. Tell me more about this music place. What's your name?
Estelle.
Estelle.
Her hair is dyed blonde, with dark roots showing. There's a coarseness to her features, some masculinity below that timidness.
Estelle who? I'm not a young suitor. This is official police business. And your surname?
Why?
I'm from the police. It's for paperwork. She's not a suspect. Why indeed? I forget it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. Okay, let's go.
Okay. Bye.
She turns her attention back to the recording device. Okay, you do your thing. I'm gonna see what I can find inside the tent here.
Come on, get in. The warm stuff's getting out.
Okay, squeeze in.
Sorry, we barely have room for one.
Okay, so just me. He points his thumb at the lieutenant.
You go ahead. I'm too old for this.
I'm actually not, he thinks. I just dislike delinquents.
I mean, that's fine too.
I'm sure you will feel right at home. I'll keep watch.
He gestures you to squeeze in. Nice. Not a bad sound, but nice. Smells like sweat and laundry detergent, plus a trace of either. Of course. Drugs, sex, and alcohol. Wait, there's no alcohol here, is there? Canisters filled with what appear to be water. Label says distilled. A pile of nasal sprays, brand Nosafed Ultra. Why? A speaker, the big kind they use for live music. Alright, dudes. What
A
can you
young
tell
man
me?
with peroxide blonde hair holds up a Harman Waushi tape player, nodding along to the music. He looks at you with a knowing smile and says,
Hardcore!
Is it?
It's hardcore!
You're just gonna keep saying hardcore, aren't you? I don't know what to say to that.
Skibber-dee, skibber-danger. I am the rearranger.
Okay.
could there have been a right way out of this garden of forking paths, you think?
I don't know. I don't know. What I get myself into? Solve the egghead puzzle. There has to be some way to talk to this person, you just haven't found it yet. It's definitely not about signs. What if you try again, find your way out of this maze of things to say? Let's try then. Yes,
You see
dude.
a youngish man bleaching the tips of his hair with a toothbrush. He puts the toothbrush down and extends his hand
Okay.
in greeting.
So you're Andre?
Hello, I'm Andre. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Shake his hand.
His grip is strong, sweaty, and warm. He's trying to project and inspire confidence.
This is my posse, Noid.
The young man with earrings looks
Oh.
at you suspiciously.
And Egghead. Egg!
He yells. The tape player high above his head continues to blast strange music.
Together with a Settle Burger, who's out there right now, doing some seriously progressive sonic experimentation, we like to think of ourselves as music venue organisers.
Wait, how many music venues have you organized?
We have many in the pipeline, officer.
Pipeline, so you mean none?
That means they haven't set up a single one yet.
Yeah, I got that. Why are you here?
You see, we've been all over Jamrock North, prospecting for real estate to establish a new venue in.
Also for talent.
Also for talent.
Yeah, thank you, Egghead. And while there is no shortage of raw, unfettered talent spinning tapes in Jamrock, we've had rotten luck with the real estate part.
Place is a shithole.
I agree.
I apologise for my friend Noid's potty mouth. I realise this is not how you speak to a police officer. He has authority issues.
No need. The place is pretty bad. Next time, watch yourself. No need. The place is pretty bad.
Which brings me to the problem of occupied ecclesiastical property. I bet you've noticed the derelict hive of narcomania on the coast.
Yes.
An attempt to pander to your perceived conservative sensibilities. No person his age would ever use a word like narcomania with a straight face. Don't fall for it.
Sure. Enough histrionics? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the church. And I'm not exaggerating. Even a place of spiritual refuge can become a magnet for all sorts of dopeheads and burnouts if left unattended.
Dopeheads.
Dopeheads.
Burnouts.
Burnouts. He angrily spits on a screw, then starts cleaning it.
Well, I'm sad to say, that's exactly what happened. Sad because we were just about to put Martinez on the map with one of the maddest dance clubs in Jamrock. Nah, strike that. In Revachol.
Big dreams.
Strike that. The word.
Zawardo.
And sadder yet, because the dopeheads and burnouts holed up in there were the worst kind.
He leans back a little, watching you with a steady, serious gaze, letting you imagine just how bad those dopeheads and burnouts really are. Good. This calls for an opinion. You're an expert in those.
No, I'm not. I won't stand for narcomaniacs of any kind. No narcomaniacs on my watch. I feel like you may be laying this on a bit thick. What's really so bad about dopeheads and burnouts?
They're spooky.
What exactly do you mean spooky? Spookiness is not a matter of police investigations. What do you mean spooky?
I was hoping you would be the judge of that, officer. All I can say is, their spookiness is the kind that keeps us from restoring this church into a community centre and a place of spiritual refuge.
I don't think you care about that, but okay.
Also, they don't eat or clean the building. Shit's gonna collapse.
Well said, Noid. Well said.
People just want to spin tapes without them spooking it up. Place has bad signs. No one can dance like that.
Thank you, Egghead.
Thank you, both of you.
So you're gonna look into it, right? It should be a police matter. Getting them out. Whatever spooky stuff they're doing, I'm sure it's not what the Ecclesiastes meant their property for.
I'll look onto it, tell me more, get the task. I'll make up my mind later. I have questions for you first, not now. Police have more important things to do right now, kid. I'll make up my mind later.
All right, man.
Did you put the padlock on the door?
Yes. I asked Noid to install a measure against more drifters wandering in. It's a temporary fix, just something to contain the situation.
Okay.
I had to do it in a hurry. Not my best work, but it should hold for a while.
I need the key. How long have those people been locked in there? Yeah, I think that's a bigger problem. How long have those people been in there?
Not long. Like a week, maybe?
That's quite a long time to have no food? How can you be sure they haven't starved to death?
I'm super sure they're alive. I mean, come on. I'm at least 90%, maybe 85% sure they're still alive.
Okay, how?
Somewhere in the ruinous past that led you here, there was something called exams. You may have learned the term involuntary manslaughter.
Yeah, and depending on how many people there are, you could have several counts of involuntary manslaughter here. Andre, do you know what involuntary manslaughter means? 85% is not good enough when you're dealing with another person's physical well-being. 85% is good enough, no one lives forever. Andre, do you know what involuntary manslaughter means?
Yes, I do. I listen to Channel 8 all the time. I know about crime stuff, and I assure you, officer, this is not what's happening here. I'm at least 80% sure they're alive. I mean, come on. Most people aren't ever that alive in their entire lives.
Sounds like nonsense.
You're right. It is nonsense. Total garbage. I knew you'd see through it. You're one smart cop.
It feels good to be the smart cop, doesn't it? That's a good cop to be. Has a nice ring to it. Smart cop. You wouldn't want to be stupid cop, now would you? But still, maybe he's just sucking up to you.
You can stop buttering me up now, thank you. I get by. Now, where was I with the padlock? You can stop buttering me up now, thank you.
Oh, okay. I won't do that anymore.
He nods his bleach-spiked head. I need the key.
Of course. Noid, give the officer the key.
Only if he promises to look into the spookers in the church.
He looks at you gravely.
Officer, I apologise. Noid doesn't always understand the joy of giving for the sake of giving. I think it may have something to do with his childhood.
I don't think that matters here. He does have a concern.
Damn it. Take it. Don't you just want to see what's in there?
Okay, just give me the key.
Brilliant! Noid, the key!
All right.
The speed freak dips into his belt pack and produces a yellow key. He then makes a sudden cool infused move, tossing it in your general direction. Be the cool cop. Catch the key as it flies towards you. Let it fall to the ground, then pick it up. Try to be a cool cop.
You sense
Yes!
the trajectory of the little piece of metal and plastic. The object makes a small ringing sound as it approaches. Just the tiniest chime to your left.
Catch it.
Ka-ching! The key hits your palm. The speed freaks nod to you approvingly.
Bask in the glory. Thanks, man. Play it cool. Play it cool.
The speed freak nods to you. A respectful nod. You proved something here.
Alright, other questions.
Sure, man. Tell us what you want to know. Let's do it.
Who exactly are these people inside the church?
Truth is, I don't really know. None of us do. I don't even know how many there are. All we've seen are glimpses.
You haven't seen them and you want the police involved. Yeah, and you want me involved.
Well, there's also the machinery.
Machinery, tell me more.
When I first scouted the place, back in February, it was abandoned, empty. Took some time getting the crew together. So about 2 weeks ago, we came here hoping to set the stuff up. Suddenly, there are all these strange machines lying around in there.
Wait, is this Ruby's, Uland wave radio?
One of them has wires running into bowls of water. Wires into water. Never seen anything like it.
Whoa. What are you, British?
Andre, tell him about the feeling.
The feeling.
Oh, and it felt like there was something in there with us, watching us from the dark.
That must be Ruby.
No, the other one.
What other one?
Which other one? I'm not as in tune with my emotions as you are, Egg.
Felt like silence. Awful silence.
But you haven't physically seen anyone.
Not exactly. We've just seen someone who we think is a woman go in and out of the church. A couple of times. And we felt someone or something eyeing us inside. But that's kinda it.
That's something good, okay. The woman, red hair maybe? Aloy woman? What was about something watching you? Yeah. Woman, red hair?
Sure, why not? Yeah.
Okay, you don't know.
But not really. Brown hair. Old. Heavy, dark signs.
So which one is it?
What Noid said.
Yeah, I think I trust Noid more in this one.
So brown and older, Ruby might have dyed her hair, though it seems like a stretch at this point.
I mean, I'm not going to like put it past her. She's dyed her hair so many times, she could be undying her hair at this point. Now, what was about the something watching you?
Like you aren't alone, you know?
Okay.
It wasn't quite human, if you know what I mean.
Okay.
Not human, as in a ghost. Do you know what he means?
Not sure. Maybe it is a ghost.
Non-human means a predator.
It was this dark shape climbing upside down along the ceiling, like some kind of crabman.
Crabman?
Yeah, you know, the way it was climbing up and around the ceiling, like a crab.
It was stalking a cell, exhibiting ambush behavior.
Interesting. I don't think we've had any inclination that there are monsters here, but this might be something else.
Odd. Crabs are usually marine creatures and not known for climbing walls.
Are you sure there was a crab man?
Yeah, totally. I mean, I didn't personally see it. Estelle was alone that time, but I believe her. If she comes out running and says there's a crab in there, there's a crab in there.
Okay, well, I guess we can check that out.
You should ask her about it, but be nice. Don't tell her you don't believe in the crab.
Sure, thank you, Noid.
There probably is no crab man. Don't let them draw you in with this nonsense.
Can you tell me more about this machinery?
You should talk to Noid about that. I just got a distinct burnout and dopehead sign from them. Probably jacked up to some snuff station too. Probably, very likely.
With a small surge of PEA, alertness fills you, as if to say, this is a dark corner. Look behind it.
Jacked up to some snuff station?
It means like one of those rich boy private radio stations, where you can listen to people getting killed on.
What?
And jerk off to it. Sick shit.
That is sick. What the heck?
Not that we would know anything about that. Noid just likes to relay stuff.
He appears sincere enough, sire. You could, of course, be wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I like Noid. He's got good insight.
We're getting derailed here. In short, you can tell to Noid about the machines. He'll tell you more.
So, how can you be sure they're burnouts and dopeheads if you haven't seen them?
Well, honestly, I can't. But I am.
This is a below-feeble attempt at avoidance. Basically, he is attempting to weaponize idiocy.
Wow, you can't, but you do. I should add weaponized idiocy to my own repertoire. I don't see a single thing wrong with this argument. No, we're gonna go with the first one.
Hey now, I'm 70% sure they're substance abusers.
I mean, you may not be wrong, but still.
Don't let all that technology fool you. Where do you think the drugs come from?
He makes little quotation marks with his fingers when he says technology. Okay, let's talk about something else.
Sure. What?
What's the deal with Egghead? I want to talk to him.
He's a quiet man, mostly communicates through music, and by being a master of ceremonies.
How do you communicate with him?
Well, he's just kinda here. I don't really know how to communicate with him.
Have you really talked to him?
Yeah, sometimes. When I stumble and find my way into his center, you have to hear a lot of hardcore to the mega first though.
I see.
The man smiles mysteriously, choosing to let the beat speak for itself.
Sure.
I get it. He's a puzzle.
He is a puzzle. You mentioned some kind of ecclesiastes own the church. Who are these ecclesiastes?
Oh yeah, that's a meteor name for the founding party. Thought it'd be cool to use it.
If you don't know what the founding party is, there might be a way to mask it with minor demagoguery.
Before we go on, what do you mean by meteor and mask it? Now humor me, Andre. What is the founding party? Don't mask it. I don't even know what a founding party is. Before we go on, what do you mean by meteor?
You know, of Meteo. Concerning Meteo.
Meteo.
Meteo, a country on Muindi. On the Muindi Isla.
He looks at you squinting his eyes to see if you're kidding.
One of the poorest of the first world nations today, but once a great ancient civilization. Capital, Tilakos by Percentic.
Okay, now humor me, Andre. What is a founding party?
Come to think of it, I've never really looked them up, you know? I can't give you a precise definition, but they're a very powerful religious organization.
And?
And they have roots in ancient mass society. And they're the custodians of the Pericarnassian church. Plus, they anoint the innocents. They, made the innocentic system, no?
Now, Andre, in your opinion, would this ancient religious organization who anoints the innocents want a dance club in one of their churches? They sound like exactly the kind of people who would want loud dance music in their church. Yeah, I don't think they want loud dance music in their church.
Totally.
There isn't a trace in his voice. Okay.
The Pericarnassian church is about love. And Nordic music is about love. I got love for my Pericarnassian posse. Love is the relay out of death. We dance.
Okay, he violently shakes a tape player as if to see if he can break it.
Love is hardcore.
Unity.
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 Make some noise for my Insulindian posse.
He turns the volume up, then looks you with a knowing nod, as if it's obvious you will now break into dance.
You feel it. The anodes and the cathodes coursing through you. Your big toe starts tapping along to the base, as if testing the waters.
No words, enjoy the beat, nod your head. I don't quite understand what you're talking about. What's a posse? I guess love can be pretty hardcore. I now understand it was lame of me to suggest otherwise. And dark music is about love, and so is the church. No, there's too much. No sane organization would want this level of absurdity in this church. No words, just enjoy the beat.
Feels good.
That's it? I guess love can be pretty hardcore. It was lame to me to suggest otherwise. I don't know. Guess love can be pretty hardcore.
Oh yeah, it can.
He's coming around. You're getting it.
I guess it was lame. Sure, I don't see any harm in this.
Yeah! Yakokata! The place to be!
Do it for the masses. Do it for the crew.
His friend forms a fist with a screwdriver still in his hand, approvingly so.
I didn't want to say it, but it was pretty lame of you to imply otherwise. Anyway, you got more questions?
The one with the large head is still looking at you, nodding his head, waiting for your body to start moving.
I want to ask you about this tent full of equipment.
Yes. What?
I see you brought your own water.
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scattered the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even is running water.
And it's distilled too.
Oh,
He doesn't know what to say.
it's the one they sell at the fuel station.
Yeah, I don't think distilled water is good to drink, if I remember correctly.
It's like he's lying to you, my liege. But he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of.
I hate to tell you, but it reeks of sweat in here.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Told you we have a smell problem.
He picks up a piece of telephone cord and inspects it. Also, I smell ether. Why? It's mixed with a peculiar chemical scent like laundry detergent. Ether, why?
Ether? I don't smell ether. Do you, Noid?
No,
How about laundry detergent?
He sniffs the air, then shrugs.
Okay.
It doesn't take a forensic scientist to guess it's drug-related. They look and act like the kind of guys who've done their fair share.
Okay, so you're making drugs here?
However, their breathing is regular, their jaws stay put, and their pupils aren't dilated. So, not under the influence right now.
Okay.
At least, not under the influence of stimulants. That doesn't rule out hallucinogens, benzos, some depressants. How do you know all this?
What's with all the Nosafed? Are you taking some... Oh, is that what the Nosafed is referring to? I see.
The what now?
He leans in to hear you better. The Nosafed Ultra, you have a lot of it lying around.
Oh, the old Ultra. We,
He's like an actor, looking to the souffleur for his line.
I have a major sinus infection, stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter, can't even breathe.
You sound fine to me.
Yes, that's all Nosafed's doing. Without the Noser, I'd be drowning in shit right now.
Nosafed is the shit.
Good, now on to the next thing. Can I have some too? I have some nose problems.
Sure. Here you go, officer. The Noser. Blast away.
Okay, well, we have now 7 Nosafeds. Sure, alright, enough of this.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
Maybe everything isn't quite as you've been told. Take a moment to analyze. What's my logic at? 6? That's it for now.
As always.
Let me see. Let's take off the glasses for now. Do we have anything else cramping up our logic? Let's see. Logic. I think I have some logic glasses right there. We go. Logic glasses. Filthy hobo. Probably a narco. Temporary hit to... Oh, how about the hat? No. The hat I have is better. Shirt. Sure. Let's really pump that logic up. I want this to succeed.
Hi again. So, how things going?
92%. Try to get out of this.
A number of things don't add up. Let's take a look.
Sure.
How about gather around, kids?
Okay, kids, now gather around.
The young speed freak puts down a busted capacitor and looks at you. The one with the large head seems very enthusiastic about whatever you have planned. Their would-be leader is less amused.
Sometime in the past, I'm not sure when and where, but betrayal was involved. I fell sick and became a shadow what you see now. But before that, I have a reason to believe I was a police detective. Nope. I got bad news for you, Andre. Things don't add up.
What things?
You're sober. Was it hard for you to keep sober for this meeting? This isn't the makings of a club. It's a tent full of laboratory equipment for manufacturing drugs.
I have no idea how you arrived at that conclusion, but it's wrong. Look, we even have speakers.
One speaker. They have one speaker.
Or is his friend? Did he lose his friend?
What do you mean, friend?
The other speaker, you only have one.
It's a one-speaker system. It's monodynamic. You wouldn't know the first thing about sound reproduction in anodic music. Other speaker.
Okay.
This may be the brain damage talking, but you've definitely never heard of monodynamic or one-speaker systems.
You have no headphones when Estelle needs her headphones to spin tape. Well, he sold it. You have no headphones.
What do you know about spinning tape? Nothing.
I know you pawned them, likely for lab equipment and drug ingredients.
I'm sorry, but there is no lab equipment and no drug ingredients.
That Nosafed is here for its active ingredient.
He said it was for his nose. What more do you want?
Likely pseudoephedrine. Almost exactly the shape of ephedrine. Ephedrine makes you happy, and so does pseudoephedrine.
Let's see, distilled water, cornerstone of a clean lab.
And of all cellular-based life, what's your point, Lawbringer?
The ether in the air, a useful solvent, good for getting acting agent out of solution.
Make up your mind. First it's the sweat, then it's the ether.
He smiles nervously. There's no need for me to pollen anymore, is there?
No shit.
You're sober. Was it hard for you to keep sober for this meeting? In short, you tried to use a police detective to set up a drug lab.
That's... Come on, that's...
Preposterous?
I meant to say, not true.
You're sober. Was it hard for you to keep sober for this meeting?
We don't need drugs to be hardcore.
He probably doesn't, actually.
Shut the fuck up, Egg.
Maybe not today, Egg, but you need drugs to get through days when you're not expecting them. Bottom line is, I know.
What exactly is it you know?
So, what are we gonna do with you?
What do you mean, do?
There's resignation in his voice. He's almost ready to drop the act. It wouldn't take a lot of pushing.
We do this lawman stuff. First you tell me everything, then I pass judgment. You tell me what's really going on, and we'll work from there. I can be lenient. I don't really care. I just want to crack the case. Do what you want, and I'll do what I want. You tell me what's really going on, and we'll work from there. I can be lenient.
What do you mean by lenient?
Not calling back up, hauling you off, all to the pen for starters. Haven't you heard? I'm the dirtiest cop this side of the river. I'll make life hard for you using every connection you got. We'll see. Now speak. Let's see. Not calling for backup, hauling you off to the pen for starters.
Okay, man. Okay.
He raised his hand.
Things are just so hard for an entrepreneur in this city right now. It's not like we lied when we said we want to turn a church into the wickedest club in East Revachol.
I believe that part.
Because we do! We totally do!
Uh-huh.
We just need to turn it into a speed lab before.
Okay.
To get our foot in the door.
And why did you need me?
Like I told you, spooky arseholes moved in while I was getting all this stuff together. A month ago, the place was empty, and now it's all spooked up.
They're not really spooky, are they?
No, man. They're spooky, all right. It's just that they would also probably call the police if we started cooking speed in there.
But the sign was way off, too. I couldn't feel the love at all.
Sir, you promised you'd be lenient.
Yes, I did, and I will be.
This is it. Judgment time.
Give me your cash. Pack up, report to Precinct 41. Get lost, I don't want to see you again. Let's do this clean. No speed lab, just a club for andonic music. Proceed with the club. It wouldn't work without the lab. Do what you need to do. Let's see. Let's do this clean. No speed lab, just a club. Alright?
Yeah!
The young man's smile widens to inhuman proportions. His teeth beam in the floodlight.
I knew it.
The would-be leader drops his spike head between his knees.
It's impossible now.
Really? Is it?
No, Andre, it's harder now. This hard cop has come to show us how much the fish is, and the fish is always so much more. We all know there was never going to be a club for hypnotic music with the Speed Lab. Now it has a fighting chance.
So there was never going to be a club in there?
There needs to be a club for hypnotic music in there. Needs to. Everyone hates each other. Everybody hates it here. It's all just drugs and we're slaves and I can't. We are running out of time.
Okay.
We need a win, Andre. I promise this will be a win. We won't cook speed in there. We'll do it clean. We'll do it true. We'll do it sober and real and beautiful. This will be a victory for the light.
I mean, do that. Alright, do that. No drugs, because you're just adding to the problem.
This will be nothing.
This will be nothing? Let them do it.
You can hear the ice crack underneath you. Outside, the last century waterfront development is crumbling in the wind. A grape-shot row of falling houses. And so is Rue de Saint-Giraud and all the houses on Main Road. The old cinema is sinking underneath Villa La Bosse.
Right. Let's call this incident crime prevention, but I have my eye on you.
Okay, we'll try to do it without the drugs.
He raises his head from between his knees.
We'll do a straight club up in there, spinning the maddest reels, and nothing but. I swear to God. Okay, Egg?
From here on, it'll be straight all the way.
Okay, that's it for now, thank you.
As always, we'll be right here, waiting patiently for the news. Yeah!
Gotcha.
The young man with the tape recorder acknowledges your return. When he looks at you, he squints as though you were the setting sun.
This is hardcore.
Say nothing.
Hardcore!
But is it? I mean, really?
Yeah!
This young man adds a capital G before the H in his yegs and args. This produces a guttural, Gotwaldian accent and makes him sound more animal, more in it. Or maybe it's not Gotwaldian. Maybe it's Oranese. Probably an homage to Oranje, where Arno van Eyck is from, judging by his name. Could you be listening to an Arno van Eyck creation right now?
Yeah!
The Y to the E to the A 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 to the G to the H to the exclamation mark. Yeah!
Yeah!
He missed one A.
You missed an A there. I yelled mine with 6 A's, so you have to yell with 6 too. You missed an A there, but that's okay. I'm a pretty lenient cop.
It's nice to be important, but it's important to be nice.
I'm the hard rhymer, the track attacker, the mic enforcer, the sixth checker. I am the law.
I don't know what I did.
Hardcore to the mega.
Alright.
Here comes the night.
What am I doing?
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hardcore! Ah!
So hardcore!
Is it though?
What? He stops dead in his tracks, tilting his head to the side. I was just thinking that a moment. It is!
But is it? I mean, really?
I mean, I was thinking that too.
I am the mic enforcer. I am
Wait, what? I was just thinking that a moment ago.
one mind, one spirit. There's no other world. There's no other life.
What is going on?
We're close.
I don't know what to say to that.
Skibber-dee, skibber-danger.
Okay, let me see if I can get this guy to crack.
Good morning, yeah. 1, 2, 3. Yeko Kata, the place to be.
I'm beginning to think this really doesn't have anything to do with the case. You said that before. Why is the Yoko Tata?
Yakokata is a hardcore place.
Yekokata is an abbreviation from the Gradian term, Zone of Ecological Catastrophe, an agricultural megaproject in the extreme southeast of the Gradian Isola. It involved cutting-edge approaches to irrigation and a completely new type of fertilizer.
Huh.
An intricate system of irrigation networks pockmarking the earth, intermittent seas of phosphorus mud, ripped tarpaulin fluttering in the wind. A pair of molten rubber boots also comes to mind. All in all, a truly hardcore place.
Hardcore. Tell me, what are you doing?
Gotta get the people going.
I see.
Yeah, request. I want everybody as close to the stage as possible.
I see. Are you a DJ?
I'm the party boy. It's my job.
Where's the party boy?
Hardcore party 25/7 beyond the winter's orbit style.
There is a place far away in Cutler, beyond a certain latitude, known as Winter's Orbit, where there are 25 hours in a day. It is a tremendously cold place, abandoned to drunks and failed rock stars, full of Eternite, depression, and half-finished ski-flying hills. The Suru live there.
Okay.
Hardcore! Ah!
No, but seriously, I'm a little worried it isn't.
The question is, what is the question?
That would have been good if I had asked you the question, but I didn't know. No, it's just idiotic.
But there was a question?
There was a question. Answer the question.
But there was no question.
The question? What is the question?
No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
Oh, wait, what? I'm confused. He frowns and starts bobbing his head back and forth once more.
The skin on your back is crawling. For a second, you can't even hear the music anymore. There is a hawthorn tree on Rue de Saint-Ghislain, right next to the canal. Don't be alarmed. Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is, it could be even more so.
You said you were worried. What do you think is wrong with the music?
There's nothing wrong with it. I'm still in love with the hardcore.
He turns pensive all of a sudden.
Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last months, and will continue pumping for the rest of 51. Isn't something holding it back from being hyper?
He thinks for a moment, then his expression clears.
It's like it's only ultra.
Like plus ultra?
I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
If anything, it sounds a bit proto. Like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you are pretty certain a thing cannot be both proto and hardcore.
It's hyper hardcore. It's super hardcore. It's only ultra hardcore. It's proto, not hardcore at all. How much the fish? Fish. It's not proto. It's proto. It's proto, not hardcore at all.
Wow! Culture cop!
Yeah!
I think you might be right. But how could it become hardcore then? I know it in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If this is not hardcore, how could anything be?
Sounds suspiciously like a question I thought the question was. What is the question? Try to think of anything that could make it hardercore? Wait, I just remembered something. I'm the police! I can't help you with this right now. I need something else, something extra. Sounds suspiciously like a question I thought the question was. What is the question?
No! This is the answer!
Try to think of anything that can make it hardercore.
What? Guys, there's something happening in his head.
He looks at you with customary amazement.
As your mind works, the beat recedes from your ears. You hear your own blood pulsing through your head, nourishing your thoughts with oxygen. The rhythm is familiar.
Think even harder. Feel the movement of blood through your head. Think. Feel the movement.
The abstract shapes swelling in the foreground have done so in vain. This is a core matter. The answer in the double kick that moves the milliliters through your mind. The dark thud is the source of all rhythm, the inspiration behind mathematics, the hardcore.
Think even harder.
Oh yeah! He's doing it!
But you're not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the limits of reason.
My imagination fails me.
I know! So does mine!
He laughs and shakes his head.
But there's something else that hasn't failed you.
Wait, I just remembered. I'm the police.
Uh-huh.
The young man is bursting with anticipation. Nothing. Me being the police isn't going to help us. Actually, it's more likely to hinder us. I have a job to do. Instead of this absurdity, say goodbye. I feel like being a hobo cop would help here, but it's actually more likely to hinder us. Nothing. Me being the police isn't going to help us.
Oh,
Can't help you with this right now. I need something else, something extra.
yeah!
Are you a thought reader? Why are there lungs on your belt buckle? Are you a thought reader?
No nation, but trans nation! No war, but class war!
So you're not a thought reader, but a communist?
He's not a communist. It's just something he likes to yell. He picked it up from a tape jockey at the Elysium. She was a communist, though.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah! With the rebel yell!
Best not to be a communist. Having extreme views on issues is detrimental to understanding all sides. Tell me something else, big head.
Yeah!
Why are there lungs in your belt buckle?
Lungs are for love!
Good. Why would lungs be for love?
When Dolores Day was anointed innocence, her lungs started glowing through her body. For the world loved her, and she loved it back. Yeah!
Okay.
Why wouldn't they be? Are the lungs not the place where you hold the breath of your soul?
Really?
I think so.
That doesn't sound like a thing that would happen. Thank you for the story. Well, the lungs are where you hold the breath of your soul, aren't they?
Highly gaily.
I guess that's a yes. Physical instrumentation, the beat of your heart. Maybe your body can tell you what the jam is missing. Physical instrumentation. Maybe let's try
All
that
right.
afterwards.
Here comes the night.
Let me see what I have. Electro. Physical instrumentation. Why would I need physical instrumentation for music? That doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense at all. But oh my gosh, it looks terrible. Looks terrible, but we got to. What's the code do? Shivers, right? What else we got? Composure, logic, empathy. This is the most physical instrumentation I can do. +1 physique. +1 physique is my HP, right? Or is it just like everything physique? Let's see. Does it increase everything? I guess not. Alright. Where's my... Oh, I probably should move that thing. There we go. Yeah, it doesn't increase everything. Probably just my HP. Bring back the crowbar.
The large-headed...
Good morning.
Let's try it now.
Pump it up.
No.
Nope.
That would be silly. Your body isn't for thinking. It's for robust, wholesome things. Things like discus, javelin, and 400-meter hurdles. Discus.
Goodbye, Egghead. I don't know if I can help you there, but we can at least try to help you with the club. Let's change our clothes. This is terrible. Let's see. Glasses, empathy. Yeah. Sounds good to me. Wow, I spent quite a bit of time there. You know, I wasn't sure how long that's that whole tent thing was gonna be, but I think I'm gonna have to call it here for now. we'll continue with the game later and check out the church, because it's still worth checking out despite everything else that's happened here. So yeah, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that. Thank you for coming, everyone, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya.